Now back to what happened in St. Paul last night. 21 police officers were injured when protesters threw rocks, bottles, rebar, and Molotov cocktails at them on Interstate 94. 6 of them were state troopers. Nearly 200 protesters shut down 94 near the Lexington Avenue exit from 8 p.m. until about 1 in the morning. 102 protesters were arrested, some on the freeway and the rest at Grand and Dale. This morning, St. Paul Mayor Chris Coleman and St. Paul Police Chief Todd Axtell expressed their disgust and outrage at the violence.
This is not about grief. This is not about protest. This is about rioting. This is about violence.
Last week's shooting deaths of Alton Sterling in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and Philando Castile in Falcon Heights sparked these protests. Both men were black. St. Anthony police officer Geronimo Yanez shot and killed Castile during a traffic stop in Falcon Heights on Wednesday night, and Castile's girlfriend was a passenger in the car and turned to Facebook Live to stream video of the immediate aftermath of the shooting. She says Castile was reaching for his wallet when the officer fired. That video has been seen millions of times now and drawn national attention. Last night, hundreds of people showed up at the governor's mansion in St. Paul around 7 o'clock for a peaceful demonstration. But soon after, the group began to march. And as Rachel Slavik shows us, there were tense moments in the hours that followed.
Whose streets? Our streets!
When demonstrators took their message on the move, their destination was Interstate 94. Their purpose, call attention to the officer-involved shooting death of Philando Castile.
I have a stepson who's a person of color, and he's been discriminated against, and I'm sick of it. But it's finally time to do something.
By 8 o'clock, hundreds stopped traffic on both lanes near Lexington. Police blocked off 8 miles of 94 between downtown St. Paul and Highway 280.
We don't care. We're here fighting. It's time to make a stand. We're going to make a stand. We're going to make it in front of the world and let them know we're tired.
For more than 4 hours, demonstrators ignored repeated calls by police to leave the area.
If you remain on the interstate, you will be subject to arrest.
Around 10 o'clock, police released smoke bombs to disperse the crowds, though most continued to stay. Over the demonstration, our cameras captured protesters throwing several items at officers, glass bottles and rocks, even a metal bar from a nearby construction site. We saw one officer getting help from other law enforcement after he appears to have been injured. In all, 21 officers were hurt.
Stop throwing rocks and bottles at the police officers.
For most of the evening, police and protesters left distance between each other. Yet there were tense moments when police used pepper spray to back up the crowd. Officers again used smoke bombs to force protesters out of the area. By midnight, dozens were taken into custody, but the evening wasn't over. Hundreds walked back to the governor's mansion to continue their protest.
I'm being arrested for an unjust cause.
Around 2 o'clock, another group tried to re-enter the freeway. Officers wouldn't allow it. 52 people were arrested near Dale and Grand. Over the course of the demonstration, more than 100 people were taken into custody.
Some of the protesters who were arrested overnight have been released from jail, and we talked to a couple of them.
In a sense, I did kind of see it spiraling out of control, but we kept it cordial and kept it going, you know, and just did what we thought was right.
I want my sons and my daughter to be able to grow up and not be afraid to go outside and not be afraid or ashamed when they see the police.